I don't know if anybody else's life is dog shit right now. I just want y'all to know that you're not alone, and there are people out there like me, for example, who their life isn't going so good, I made bad choices in my life. I got myself into some debt. I went a little crazy with credit cards and whatnot. And I spent the money that was saved for me, from my survivor's benefits, whatever, like my dad had passed away and everything. I basically did everything wrong that you could do when it comes to financial decisions. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you make bad choices and you see your dad not really make that great financial decisions. Sometimes things are purely genetic. You're not going to be able to be as strong as somebody else when it comes to things like that. But one thing that pisses me the fuck off is that my mom's ex-boyfriend / baby daddy is in town and he is staying with us. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard your parents having sex, but it's really awkward and it's disgusting. And I feel like parents are always like, they don't understand that actually does create trauma and it's weird. And your kids shouldn't have to hear that, right? But I understand people are going to be like, well, that's how you got here. Like, your parents aren't just going to give up their sex life because you're here now. And that's completely understandable. Here's the thing. That person who's having sex with my mom isn't my dad. And also, he's been rude to me before. And it's not even just like rude. It's like he genuinely tried to ruin my life. And me and my mom have been getting in arguments for years now. We pretty much have an okay relationship when, this toxic man is out of our lives. But whenever he's in our lives or he's allowed to stay in our house, it always causes problems because I am an opinionated person and I say what I want to say. And my mom basically just throws the fact that I can move out. If I don't want to live here, I don't have to live here, and it's really none of my business what she does with her body or, who she's with or whatever. It's not any of my business. And she's like, you can move out whenever you want, and you just go out there and you see that these standards and these expectations you have aren't realistic, and I need to go out there and I need to see that the world is all shitty. And so because the world is all shitty, that makes it okay for what has happened to me in my life right now. And that really deeply upsets me because, I feel like in a way my mom is narcissistic. She constantly complains that her baby daddy is narcissistic, and he definitely is, but I feel like the reason why they end back up together is because they're both narcissists, and it took me talking to a family member to realize that. Like, my mom is not mentally okay. She's really hurt and broken from the things that have happened in her relationship, and the things that has happened to us too. And it's like every single time that he opens the idea of having sex, it's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay for you to have sex with him, right? Give your body up. Give the poom poom up. Give the super soaker coochie up. But it is not okay for him to live with you. That doesn't make any sense. Why are you giving your body up to someone who doesn't give a shit about you? Guys, let me tell y'all a little story time. So basically, there was a lot of things that happened. Some things that I can't get into. One of the things that happened was I was working at Jack in the Box, and me and my mom actually worked there together, but today, that day, she wasn't working. And so I don't know why, but I just had a bad feeling about that day because it started off rough. She kicked her boyfriend out that day / baby daddy. Okay, this is all the same person. And she kicked him out that day because he's lazy as hell. He didn't want to take out the trash. And it's not just because he didn't want to take out the trash. It's because he's been abusive and he's done a lot of things to my mom that is not okay. And he has said and done horrible things to me as well. And so, one of the things that pissed me off was the fact that he kidnapped my brother. And, that made my mom really mad. And it's like when your mom gets in a bad mood, she takes it out on everybody. It's not just the one person, right? And so, he got addicted to some substances while he was, down visiting his uncle, basically trying to stay with him until he realized that wasn't going to work. And he came back here. And he was addicted to these substances. My mom didn't know until one day he said that he got glass stuck in his finger and he needed to get it out. He needed to brush it out. And he was basically got pliers and was trying to ply this imaginary glass out of his finger, ended up picking his whole finger apart. It was raw underneath, right? It's, basically like if someone skinned you alive, except he was doing it to himself. And he dragged my mom down the stairs once. When we lived in this really nice house, he dragged her down the stairs and broke her phone because she was trying to play a recording of the way he was screaming at her. He's just been abusive. He's been a shit person. But my mom is also narcissistic because there are things that pisses me off about her. It's we'll go and we'll do yard work. And we have a huge yard, okay? We have a humongous yard. And it's a fucking shitty ass yard. It's all weeds and stuff. So you have to constantly be mowing, picking stuff up, putting it in the burn pile, constantly doing maintenance with the trees and all that. And guys, that kind of stuff is really hard on your body and just everything. It fucking sucks. And we'll get done doing yard work and I'll be like, oh wow, that, it was so hard or whatever. And she'll be like, you didn't even do that much. While I've literally carried 3 piles to another pile. And all of these piles are heavy ass fucking branches. We're just out there sweating to death, under boob sweat, coochie sweat, ass sweat, thigh sweat, everything. And it's just she discredits me and she discredits everybody else. It's kind of nobody will ever be as good as me, basically, kind of thing, right? And she doesn't let anybody be better than her. And my mom got left after all of this crazy shit, that had happened. I mean, she helped this man basically stay out of prison because he was going to go to prison for allegedly abusing my brother. And not, SA, but it was, he was just got caught basically throwing my brother into the car and grabbed his wrist really hard and squeezed him really hard to where they left bruises and everything. And so when he came and dropped my brother back off at the school, there was police waiting for him because somebody witnessed him do that and slapping my brother and stuff. And so it's just fucking crazy because my mom always lets this dipshit back in our life. And what does he do every time he comes back into our life? He makes it worse by being a fucking dipshit. And it's guys, if your mom is one of those people that keeps on hurting herself and keeps on putting herself in situations, or if you have friends like this, cut them off. Cut them off. It's not good for you mentally. It's draining mentally on you. And they need to figure that shit out for them fucking selves. And that shit pisses me off. And he's staying with us right now after he just spent $50,000 living by himself in a really nice house. He has a girlfriend, and my mom is going to basically, do adultery. This man is going to cheat on his girlfriend with my mom tonight. And I'm just pissed. I'm pissed off, and I just want y'all to know. Okay, because I can't move out because I don't have enough money. I unfortunately lost my job, and I was just never really able to get a good job the way I was making money when I first had jobs. And so I'm trying to find a way to make good money at a job. I just want you guys to know that if you're going through a toxic situation and your mom is a fucking dumbass, that it's okay. Because me too, okay? We're all in this together. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. And it's just wild. And I'm so done. I'm so sick of supporting someone who constantly puts herself in dumbass situations, and he filed papers on her because my mom has full custody of my brother, and he filed papers to get more visitation. She already knew this. She knew he's sinister and keeps on doing fuck shit, and she just wants to fuck him anyways because she wants to make the new girlfriend jealous of her. And I'm just gonna have to, mind my own business and not give a damn about her anymore, what happens to her, because she's already been hurt physically, mentally, everything. Just like me. So yeah, I just want y'all to know that it gets better. It's just crazy when someone can hurt you and someone has control over that person hurting you. Like, they don't have to be in your life anymore. They don't have to hurt you. You don't have to be reminded of it. And they just choose to keep on letting that person into your life and creating more shit for you. And it's just, honestly, I feel like she just doesn't take what, happens to me seriously. And what I mean by that is her boyfriend was, just rude to me and stuff. And he has a daughter, okay? He has a daughter that he's not seeing, that he's not spending time with, that he's not spending money on. And it's just baffling to me because my mom does not see any issues with that. She never talks about it. It's not a concern for her. Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, right? And that's why, I don't know if you guys know this, but the things that you allow to happen in your life usually backfires negatively on you. So even if you are with somebody who's abusive, that can have a negative effect on you because people are looking at you maybe like you're abusive or something's wrong with you. And so when you are with somebody and you are enabling their bad behavior, and her enabling his bad behavior would be he doesn't take accountability for like why he doesn't see his daughter, and he's not seeing his daughter. And so the reason why I feel like my mom got left is because he already left his first baby mom. And my mom likes to say, she uses the excuse, well, he didn't want a baby with her. He wanted a baby with me. But the crazy thing about it is he always tells my mom that he wishes that he could go back to life the way that it was before he met my mom. He says all the time, if it wasn't for our son, I wouldn't talk to you. Which is crazy because, I just feel like, he just tries to use my brother as a way to get back into my mom's life. And I feel like she thinks that she's so smart, right? She's such a strong woman. That's how she comes across, but that's not really how she is. And I don't know if anybody else has a mom like that, but a mom who kind of comes across as like, just, strong, even if you meet somebody else's mom, she might come across as a lady who, is very confident in herself and, sets boundaries and all these other things, kind of comes across as, strong. But they're not. So a lot of them are, but a lot of them aren't. And they're just fronting because they will fold when a guy offers some good dick to them. I just hope that never fucking happens to me. Like, honestly, I hope I only get shitty dicks from now on. Because I feel like if I actually did get a good dick, I'd be scared of what it would do to me. Because apparently it can hypnotize you. It's just crazy. Like, women, they just lose all sense of self when it comes to a man. And it's honestly sad. It's honestly sad. But one thing that irritates me about this situation is the fact that I have stuck up for her. I have, he tried to get me arrested. Okay, there's been a whole bunch of things. He said he's going to call the cops on me for things, and I'm not, like, doing crazy shit to him. He's just delusional and crazy and thinks that, everybody's out to get him. I remember one time, because he has a bad habit of, like, throwing food away that he gets from the grocery store. And so, I had thrown some food away that he had because I thought he wasn't going to eat it because, like I said, he always throws his shit away. He came home and, went in the fridge. We had thrown stuff out because we had got groceries ourselves. And so he got really upset at me and started, like, banging on my door. And I thought it was my mom at first because only my mom bangs on my door like that. But he was really upset at me and, just embarrassed me. And I called his daughter because I didn't know what else to do. It's like he was yelling at me and being violent. And I recorded it, too, I recorded it. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's fucking dumb. I'm just done. You guys, you don't have to listen. When people are telling you about their shitty ass relationships, just tune out, okay? I mean, if at first, if they are talking to you about something, don't invest too much. That's what I did. And then that gets your feelings involved. And now your feelings are involved because they keep on telling you stuff that happens to them. Obviously, the people in your life, you don't want them to get hurt. Well, if you're a normal person. So when you see somebody that you love getting hurt, it hurts you. It makes you angry and resentful towards that person. But it also makes you resentful towards the person that keeps on opening up to you about dumb shit that they're going through, that they're not willing to change or just accept that that's the way that person is and move on. My mom, she's one of those people. She wants a science experiment. She wants to fix somebody. She wants to work on somebody. But then says that she wants somebody who's already all, done the work themselves, put themselves through the work for better things, right? I don't know, guys. I'm pretty much done with this video. I'm done ranting. But if you guys have, like, shit that's going on too, like, feel free to leave a comment about it.